Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we are at 7 o'clock. So if we can start to get settled, it's 7 o'clock. We got it recording. Right. We have it recording at 7 o'clock. Uh, so if you guys have a strap or a towel, you can even use like a shirt or a water bottle or a shoe or something. It might be helpful today as we go through some of our poses. But if you don't have it, no worries. There'll be modifications. So yeah, for today's practice, we're going to go ahead and begin on our backs with our knees bent, knees hugging in towards one another, and the feet on the edges of our mat. So finding ourselves beginning to get grounded, trying to get some of the wiggles out, wiggling around, finding that kind of comfy spot. Letting your hands rest wherever feels comfortable. Maybe it's on your belly, maybe out to a T, maybe up above. And just really start to feel and follow your breath as it travels in through your nose, down your throat and into your belly. And maybe your hands on your belly and you can feel it rise with the inhale and sink with each exhale. Starting to create that separation from whatever it was we were doing before coming to today's class, and being present in this moment, in this space, in this place, with yourself, with your body, with your mind, your spirit, your soul. Feeling your body connected to your clothes, to the mat, to the ground beneath, the foundation beneath, the earth beneath. Settling in. Just a few more breaths here. Beginning to let go. Let go. And let go. Take one more deep breath. Exhale, sink a little deeper. And then raise your arms up towards the ceiling, the sky. Maybe any residual wiggles that might be in your system, in your body, wiggling it all out, letting it travel down your legs, down your arms, into the ground, into the earth beneath. And then letting it go close by. And then placing it around both the bottom of both of your feet, so really in the middle. And then reaching both feet up towards the sky, maybe keeping a slight bend, maybe even allowing the strap or whatever it is you're using, a towel, a shirt, to rub the bottom of your foot, creating a little bit of stimulation. There's so many nerves down at the bottom of our feet, wiggling it out. And then depending if you have the space and the capacity and the length of your strap, allowing the backs of your arms to connected to the earth. So you have this connection where you're really pulling and feeling the mat beneath, almost like a 90-degree angle, perhaps. But the triceps are pressing into the earth and the feet pressing into the strap in a way. Feeling this engagement in your core as the belly draws in towards the spine. 2 more breaths here. And then taking a bend in the right leg, allow it to return to the mat. You may wish to keep the leg bent or to intensify any of the stretches that are to come. You may extend it out towards the base of your mat. So the left leg remains extended. Kind of wiggle around, feel what's right for you at any time. Take a bend in the right leg or keeping it straight. And then begin to allow, keeping a hold of your strap, your left leg to move towards the ground until you get about 6 inches from the mat. Hold here, really pulling into the bottom of the foot. Again, if you don't have a strap, that's okay. Just keep this engagement. Keep the sacrum drawing down into the ground. Toes extended up towards the sky. The foot is flexed. And then left leg draws up towards the sky. Arms come up with it and maybe above your head slightly. Bringing it back down. And up. And down. And that's 4. And down. 5. Maybe you go a little faster than me. Maybe you go slower. Wherever you're at, it's okay. Do 2 more. And then on your last one, really draw that foot above and beyond. So arms maybe up above, maybe even wrapping the strap around your hands to help intensify the stretch, giving yourself a little greater grip. And stay here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease off just slightly, bending into the left knee. Transfer the strap into your left hand. Right arm comes out to a T, and allow the left leg to start to open out towards our left side. Using the support of your arm to facilitate whatever height is appropriate for you. Finding whatever feels good. Maybe drawing the toes up a little bit higher towards the top edge of your mat, out to the side. Explore your body and what it needs. And this pose for another 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Bring the foot back up towards the sky. If your right leg's extended, go ahead and allow a bend to come in the knee. Right sole of the foot on the ground. Release the strap from your left foot and cross left ankle, right knee. Bring ourselves up for Reclined Pigeon Pose. Just allow your left hand away from you. Threading the needle, left hand goes through the gap that you created. Drawing your compression of the body, the organs, how it feels, the areas of resistance. Throughout the whole practice, never getting to that point of pain. You're going to about 80%. Feeling sensation, but not aggression. Sending your breath, the hips closed, the top is flexed. And settle here for another 5. Steady breath 4. Nice and easy 3, 2, and 1. Allow the right sole. Uncross the legs. Grab your strap as we move to the opposite side. So bending the knees, start with allowing again both feet to reach up towards the sky. And really think about drawing the sacrum down into the mat. So not allowing the glutes to come up, but can you use allow the backs of the arms to press into the mat. belly into the spine. Feet are flexed. And holding for another 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release slightly, allow the left leg to travel to the ground, maybe keeping it bent, maybe extending it out towards the base of your mat. And then allowing the hands to glide up your strap. Right foot hovers about 6 inches above the ground. Here for a couple breaths. And pressing the sacrum in, feeling the engagement in the lower core. And finding some length in our back leg by allowing the leg to travel up. Maybe even the arms come up above and back down. Follow your needs, just stretching the leg up and down. Up and down. Warming it up, lubricating your joints. Saying hello. About 4 more counts here. And the last one, reach up, maybe wrapping the strap around your hands and drawing it back and up. For 4, for 3, send your breath to the hamstring, and 2, and 1. Release. Take a bend in the Reclined Pigeon Pose. Correction, sorry, keep it up. Transfer the strap to your right hand and open it out to our side. We'll get to our Pigeon Pose next. So opening at the hip, finding a little bit of space, creating that space. Not being aggressive. Two more breaths. Now allow the right leg to come up. If the left leg is extended, go ahead and take the bend. Now we set up and prepare for a reclined pigeon pose. Maybe using the right hand to press the right knee out and away, and this is what feels good for you. Or lifting that left foot, the whole figure 4 unit comes up, maybe around the left thigh, maybe around the left shin, finding a squeeze, maybe even that right elbow presses the right leg out and away. Several breaths here as you create this space where we really constrict it through this compression, contortion, if you will. Sending our breath to the glutes, to the hips, or any area that you're feeling right now. Any area that's waking up. Two more breaths here. And then release the clasp. Shield wiper the legs, left and right, left and right. Getting into our shoulders a bit now. Extend the legs out towards the base of your mat. Right arm comes out to a T, rolling over onto our right hip. Right hand reaches so the palms maybe touch one another, and then flip your hand up so the thumb is facing the ceiling. Now, keeping this structure with this external rotation, reach that left thumb up towards the sky and maybe even over. Coming back up and around, finding the rotation up, maybe over, exploring your range. Connecting movement to breath, breath to movement. Do 2 more on your own. And then switching sides upon that last completion. So rolling over onto your left side. Left arm is out to a T, right arm reaches out and over, hands kiss, and then pinky edge rests on the palm of the left hand, thumb up towards the sky, inhaling, reaching out over, maybe even the thumb touches the other side of your mat. And maybe not. Wherever you are is just where you need to be today. You're saying hello. Maybe I'm going faster than you, and that's okay. Listen to your body and what it needs. And maybe even notice, any differences in the left side versus the right side. Maybe we have an injury and a sensitivity. Being mindful. Do 2 more with your right shoulder. And then coming back, neutral on our back. We'll cross our ankles up above. Begin to rock our way up and down until we rock our way all the way up to a seated position. Coming onto our hands and knees, we'll walk the knees back for our tabletop pose. And in tabletop, we have our shoulders over our wrists. Our hips are over our knees. Go ahead and drop the belly, lift the chin, lift the tail. Big inhale, cow pose. And exhale, rounding the back, chin to chest. Pressing the mat away. Inhale, open through cow. And exhale, cat. 1 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Very nice. Walk your hands back to your knees. Maybe tuck the toes for toe stand. If it's too intense for you to have your hips on your heels and your heels on your toes, feel free to either sit on a block or just rest on your shins. Again, we'll grab our strap. So this time when we grab our strap, we're gonna have it about, say maybe like 8 or 9 inches or so, and think about breaking a stick. So when you break a stick, you're just gonna kind of curl the pads of the pinky edge kind of towards one another. So we're keeping this out in front of us. So we'll do this 8 times and curling it, and really think about, having the shoulders drop down away from the ears, and this internal rotation, this strengthening for another 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Keeping this pulling apart now. So trying to pull the strap or whatever it is apart. Raise up onto your knees. Right foot steps forward. Tucking of the back toes. Raising up for low lunge. Inhale here and exhale. Keeping this pulling, arms reach up. Inhale, exhale. Back down, inhale, exhale. Drop the knee, inhale, exhale, and stepping back, maybe into that toe stand again, or maybe all the way to the shins. Relax. Maybe allow a couple circles to come in and forward and back as we enter our second side. So start by having our hands out in front of us and breaking that stick for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips come up onto the knees, left foot steps forward, pull it apart. 3. And if the toes aren't tucked, make sure they're tucked as we raise up for our high lunge. Inhale, exhale, inhale up, exhale. Coming back down, 1 breath here, dropping the knee for 1 breath, and stepping back and release. Very nice. Taking it wide, so probably about this wide, if you can, because we'll be flossing the shoulders. So kind of play around. You may want to have the full length of your strap to play with. So we're not going to be trying to break this big stick, but just having your arms out wide so you kind of have this Y shape. And then coming up, same thing. We're going to step our right foot forward, pull it apart. Raise up the left knee, pull it apart. Up above the head, pull it apart. And maybe allow it to come down towards the glutes. Take it as wide as you need. And up and over. And forward. Drop the left knee and step it on back. Allow the arms to rest. Left side. Arms come out. I promise I'll stretch your shoulders soon. And hips come up. Left foot steps. Make sure you're pulling it apart. And back leg raises up. Arms up. Maybe they come back. And maybe they kind of like get stuck over there and that feels good to kind of floss there. That's fine. Come on back up. And forward. Drop the back knee. Allow that left knee to come back. And release the strap. Walk in front. Puppy dog pose. So the hips stay over the knees. Arms walk out. Chest and chin comes towards the ground. Allow gravity to be your friend. And pull yourself onto your belly. Sphinx pose. So we have our forearms connected to the ground, fingertips pointing forward, shoulders over the elbows. Tops of the toes are pressing into the mat and really finding this like lift in our heart, a lift in our chest. For another 3, for 2, and 1. Take the elbows out wide, hands come to overlap one another. Maybe the forehead connects into the hands for Crocodile Pose. Rock the hips left and right, left and right. And then taking our right arm out to a T, rolling onto our right hip, left hand, kind of use the fingertips, cupcake hands on helps leverage you over onto the right side. So finding this stretch really in the top of the right shoulder. Maybe that left foot plants behind the leg to help create a little extra leverage. Deepen the pose. Again, backing off if you feel pain if any type. Should feel yummy and good. And returning back down, switching sides. So left arm reaches out, rolling onto our left. Again, right hand helps roll over onto the hip. Reaches over, lands behind the left knee. Breathing, send your breath where it needs to go. One more breath here. Arms reach back behind us. Chest raises up. This time our right arm comes out cactus. So we have this kind of field goal type arm, makes this 90-degree angle. And then same thing, rolling onto the right hip. Left hand helps us. And this time you might feel a little bit different. Stretch more in the chest, in a different part of the shoulder. And maybe you can't roll over as far as you did for our previous one, and that is okay. Listen to your body. Three more breaths. Finding surrender, finding ease, finding a softness. And back to center, switching over onto our left side. So left arm is cactus, and really eye it before you roll into it. So is your shoulder in line with your elbow? Is your wrist in line with your elbow, creating that L shape? Now roll over onto the left. Onto our bellies. Press yourself up and back into child's pose. Feel free to take whatever variation of child's pose feels good for you today. Maybe the arms are extended, or maybe your forehead's connected to the ground and the fingers are reaching. Do you feel it more in your chest? Do you feel it in your belly? Some warrior sequences. We walk our hands forward, out in front of us if they're back by our toes. The hips raise up, entering downward facing dog. So knees lift up, hips reach up towards the sky. Downward dog. Let's pedal the feet, alternating left heel, right heel, finding a bend. And intuitive movement. Maybe there's a wag of the tail, rocking of left and right, little twists. Take this moment to explore your body and what it needs, what feels right. This is your practice. This is your yoga journey. I'm just here to offer some prompts along the way. Find a steadiness. And then lift that right leg up towards the sky, bend the knee, find an opening of the hip. And then gaze comes to the front of the mat, right foot, right thumb. Lifting up through our crescent lunge, arms reach up towards the sky. Very nice. Coming into warrior two. Allow the back heel to drop. The toes pointing towards the long edge of the mat. Arms. One reaches forward, one reaches back. Right knee kicking out towards that right edge of our mat. Finding a softness, finding a strength. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, gazing out over that middle fingernail. And then straighten your front leg, setting up for triangle pose. Doesn't have to be completely straight. Maybe there's a slight bend. We reach the right arm forward as far as we can, and then tilt down. Right hand comes towards our right shin, left arm up towards the sky. Finding a little flow here for a straight leg reverse warrior. Left hand comes back towards our left thigh. Right arm reaches up and back. Triangle pose. Coming forward, right hand towards the right shin, left hand up. And reverse with that straight leg. One more time for each. Triangle pose. Stacking the wrist over the shoulders. And reverse. Coming back into our warrior two, take a bend in the front leg. And then framing the front foot, left arm cartwheels to the front of the mat. Right foot steps back, find yourself in plank pose. Shift the weight forward, lower down through our chaturanga to upward dog, or maybe cobra, pressing into the mat. Elbows reaching back and back down, downward facing dog. Hips come up to the sky. Again, maybe a little pedaling of the feet. And then left leg raises up towards the sky. Same thing on this side. Finding an opening of the hip. And then gaze forward, left foot, left thumb. Reaching up, crescent lunge. Feel free to keep a knee low. Do what's right for you. Arms reach up. And then settling into warrior two. Right foot drops down, creating that 90 degree, that L shape with our feet. This time the gaze out over that middle fingernail of the left hand. Straightening that left leg. Arm reaches up and out as far as we can, and then we tilt. Back of the left hand to the shin, right arm towards the sky. And straight leg reverse. Right arm reaches back, left arm up and over. 3 times here. This is 2, triangle pose. And back. Beautiful. Last time, triangle pose. And reverse. Bending into the front leg, find ourselves back in warrior two. Cartwheel the arms forward, framing the front foot. And then stepping back, left foot meets right. Again, plank pose. Feel free to take a push-up or allow yourself to lower down through chaturanga to cobra or upward facing dog. And back, downward facing dog. Right leg reaches up towards the sky. And step it forward, right foot, right thumb. Immediately into our crescent lunge. Arms come up. And warrior two. Triangle pose, straighten the front leg. Reach out and drop. Left arm towards the sky. Reverse the warrior. And this time adding on something new. So bend into the front knee, side angle pose. So forearm comes to the top of the thigh. Left arm reaches up and over. And now reverse our warrior, keeping that bend in the front leg. 3 times here. Side angle pose. Reverse the warrior. Side angle, right arm connecting to the thigh, left arm over, and then left arm reaching back, right arm chases it. Back to warrior two. Frame the front foot. Stepping back. Feel free to just stay in downward facing dog or take a push-up. And then lower down through chaturanga. Downward facing dog. Left side, left foot reaches up towards the sky. Exhale, left foot, left thumb. Coming up, crescent lunge. Again, leave the knee down if you need to. And warrior two. Arms reaching out, spreading as much forward as you are back. Straightening, or your variation of straight for the front leg. Reaching out, then back of the hand. Triangle pose. Straight leg, reverse the warrior. And then 3 iterations of our new addition to the flow. We find a bend in the front leg, side angle pose. Reverse your warrior, keeping that deep bend. Side angle pose. Reverse the warrior. Side angle pose. Reverse the warrior. And framing the front foot. Stepping on back. Again, downward dog or take your vinyasa, maybe adding in a twist. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Allow the right leg to lift towards the sky. Right foot, right thumb. Coming on up. Crescent lunge. And warrior two. Triangle pose. No surprises here. Right arm reaches forward. Coming down to the shin. Left arm up. Straight leg, reverse warrior. Side angle pose, bending deep into that front leg. Forearm to the thigh, reaching over. Reverse the warrior. Right arm reaches up and back. Back to warrior two. This time back foot turns towards the front of the mat. Hands come towards the heart. And then you can either just take a step and then see if we can lift our left foot, or maybe in one motion, you keep a steadiness as you allow that left knee to raise up. Finding some strength and balance. Maybe you extend it and back, and then stepping it back to the edge of the mat. Taking the push-up, lowering down. Whatever variation feels right for you. As you know, we have our left side. Left foot reaches up towards the sky. Left foot, left thumb. Open, reach up. Crescent lunge. Warrior two. You guys are doing great. Triangle pose, straight leg. Very nice. Straight leg, reverse the warrior. Side angle pose, bending deep into that front leg. Forearm comes to meet, reaching over. Reverse the warrior. Back to warrior two. Hands come to the heart, flipping onto the ball of the back foot. Again, work your way to the front of the mat. Maybe you do it in one step. Maybe you stick with Tadasana, raising that right knee up high. Option to work at extending it out and back. And trust that you will step where you need to step. Frame the front foot. Step the left foot back to say hello to the right. Lowering down, maybe a push. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. One more. Right leg reaches up towards the sky. Gaze forward, right foot, right thumb. Inhale, reach up. And warrior two. Straightening the leg, reaching out, triangle pose. Reverse warrior with the straight leg. Side angle. Bending in the front leg, keeping that deep bend as we reverse the warrior. Back to warrior two. Hands come to the heart, flipping onto the ball of the back foot. And then finding your drishti, finding your point of focus, and stepping up. Maybe extending the leg and bringing it back. And then the option to take the right hand to the hip. Peace fingers come to the big toe to aid in the extension. Finding some balance and maybe opening up to the side. Whatever's right for you today. And very nice. Hands come to the heart. Trust that you will step back. And the mat and ground will be there for your foot. Frame the downward dog, or take whatever vinyasa variation is appropriate for you today. Last leg, last side. Make it strong. Left leg reaches up towards the sky. Gaze comes forward. Foot comes forward. Arms reach up. Harness that energy from above and find yourself in warrior two. Arms reaching out. Straighten that front leg. Reach that left arm out. Triangle pose. Reverse with a straight leg. Side angle, finding a bend in the leg. Arm reaches out and over. Reverse the warrior. Back to warrior two. Hands come to the heart, flipping on the ball of the back foot. Find that point of focus. Do what you need to do. Your journey to the top of the mat. Play with your variation of balance that feels good for you. Maybe it's extending it out. Maybe it's just flirting with keeping your knee moving up and balancing on one foot. Maybe use your peace fingers to grab the big toe. Left hand comes to the hip. Maybe you keep it straight. Maybe you open it out to the side. Do you. And keeping a bend. Again, maybe heart center for our hands. Step our way back. Frame the front foot. Step the left foot back to meet the right. And this time, just drop the knees down. Point the toes. Your time here. Connect into the earth. Connect into your heart beat. Feeling Slowly begin to come back. We'll work our way into Pigeon Pose. So you have the option to take Reclined Pigeon like we did at the beginning of class, or come up through Tabletop. Allow the right knee to come towards the right wrist, and take your toes out whatever angle feels right for you. Walk the left toes back. Maybe have the top, your right shin parallel to the top of the mat. Listen to what your body needs. Maybe you need something propped up under the right hip. Find the steadiness of breath. There was a balance, not just of trying to stand on one foot, but of doing and undoing, of activation and healing, recovery, strengthening and stretching. Find a wandering brain that we so often have. Just come back to your body and the sensations you feel in it, within the pose, the connections you have of your body into the mat, or even just your breath as you visualize it coming in through the nose, maybe directly to the hips, directly to the glute, whatever it is. We'll take 3 more breaths here. You're ready. Slowly to walk close to your body, kind of rolling onto the right hip. And however you want to get to the left side, so you might want to windshield wiper the legs a little bit before you enter in to the balance of the left side. Maybe even noticing by swiping the legs left and right, the imbalance of that deep stretch of the right side versus the left. And then you may want to enter tabletop first and go left knee, left wrist, or just go directly into your left side. So if the shin is parallel to the front of the mat, you keep the foot flexed. Having the right hip what feels right in this moment in this pose. Allow any tension that's been stored in your hips to release. Anything that's been bothering you, use the support of this pose to let it go. Find appreciation for your body and all through. Follow your breath. Feel your breath. Three more breaths here. And after that third breath, slowly, mindfully, carefully, cautiously, allow the hands to come, maybe shifting onto that left side. Allow that right leg to come up. Again, maybe a windshield wiper feels good here. Maybe just extending them out straight and waving them left and right, left and right. The hips to come to about the center of the mat. Slowly roll your way back down. And in both your knees, allow the heels to walk back towards your fingertips as we prepare for bridge pose. Next inhale, we'll raise the hips up towards the sky. And exhale back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one, inhale up, and this time maybe rolling over onto the tops of our shoulders. Maybe the hands can even clasp underneath our body, maintaining this pressure of our feet pressing into the ground, our inner thighs drawing in towards one another, not allowing the knees to splay wide, activation of our glutes, pressing the chest towards our chin, gazing up, up, up. For another 5, keep pressing. 4, squeeze those thighs. 3, 2, 1, relax, unclasp the hands, allow the hips to slowly come down, then extending the legs out towards the edges of our mat as we find ourselves in Shavasana, palms up towards the sky. I invite you to close your eyes or grab whatever prop you need for comfort here. Maybe it's a blanket, maybe it's a bolster or blanket under the knees, some weight on the hips, whatever it is. Here, allow the body to relax, soften, curl your brow, corner the eyes, relaxing the tongue, back away from the roof of your mouth. Deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back to the space, the body, as you wiggle the fingers and the toes. Allow the corners of the lips to curl up for a gentle smile. Rock your head side to side. Back of the skull connected to the ground. Eventually work your way curled up onto one side, allowing the head to rest into the nook of your arm, and maybe the opposite hand connected to the space that you're in. Allow yourself gratitude for you, your body, your dedication to your wellness, to your self-care, to finding your balance. With one little tap on the ground, sealing a message, allow yourself to push back up to a seated position. Feel yourself rooted in the ground. And ask yourself, how do I feel in this moment? And I hope that there's something that you feel in this moment that you're able to go back to when you need it off the mat until I can see you again. And thank you for joining me for today's class. Namaste. I'm gonna stop recording.